everyone been? Hopefully everyone is good out there in YouTube world. I've got a bit of a fizzy beverage there. So I'm gonna go over the Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez card. Give you my thoughts. For that wrestling talk, Obafemi squashes Kit Wilson with that toxic masculinity angle. It's quite funny. Trick Williams is doing well. He's entering the elimination chamber. He's doing big things. I like everything he's doing. I said this to one of my friends, pardon me, from the people who they've called up to the main card, Oba's doing big things, Trick Williams is doing big things, and Carmella Hayes is doing great as well. Lash Legend's doing her thing too. Kiana James is doing great. She's doing great. Ilya Dragunov is doing great too. A lot of it seems to be on SmackDown. Who's on Raw? Who's been Braun Breaker? Well, Bronson Reed's been there for a little while now, but Braun Breaker obviously is off injured, but he's doing really good stuff. Yeah. Let's see what happens at Elimination Chamber. Spoiler alert, or may not be a spoiler alert. Everywhere you see, they're trying to say it's going to be Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. So I think because that narrative is out there, they might swerve left. But I don't see Cody Rhodes losing the Elimination Chamber. He's probably the biggest star in there. So that'll be interesting. Who will face Jade Cargill? It's probably going to be Rhea Ripley. I'll probably see it being Rhea Ripley. So we'll see. But yeah, AEW wise, it looks like Swerve Strickland has turned heel. He beats Kenny Omega in a pay-per-view caliber match, really good match. But it looks like he may have turned heel, took him out. So let's see what happens. So let's get to UFC talk. So UFC, Sean Strickland versus Hernandez at the Toyota Center tonight. So I'm gonna go through the whole card. As I said before, when I do these, some of these people I don't know, so I'll just be a toss-up. So we'll see. So, Juliana Miller versus Carly Judas. Hopefully I haven't pronounced her name wrong. I probably butchered it. I'm going to go with Juliana Miller because I know more about her. Yeah, she looks it's all right as well. Unless she's doing her thing online, content and stuff as that. So yeah, I'm going to go with Juliana. Then you got Jordan Levitt versus Yandia Del Valle. The problem is when you look on Wiki, you can't see anything about him. So I'm gonna go with Jordan Levitt on that one. Philip Rowe versus John Paul Lebozania. I've probably butchered that name. I'm gonna go with John Paul. I think he might win that. I would not put anything down in any of these ones anyway. Ramirez Mahia versus Panihi Serrano. Let's have a look. So Panihi Serrano is from Hawaii. 12 wins, 4 losses. 3-fight winning streak. Okay. They're going against Ramiz Rahamija. I've definitely butchered that name. 3-fight winning streak 2. Okay. He beat Mickey Gall. I was just looking. He is still with the UFC. But anyway, this is a toss-up. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure who. That's 50-50. I can't bet on that one. Then we have Norma Colonel. She is from France. Okay. She lost her last fight and won before that and lost the last one. She's going against Josephine Edwards, who is on a 3-fight winning streak. I'm going with Edwards on that one. I'm quite confident Edwards will get that one done. Then we got Alden Correa versus Luis Guerrero. No idea, because you can't look at Wiki, so I'm not sure. OD Osborne versus Albali Idris. Obon is on a losing streak, I believe. Okay, he's lost his last one to Urseg. One before that, and on a 3-fight losing streak before that. I'm not sure who the other guy is, so I can't really look at him. So I'm gonna go with Obon, but I wouldn't be surprised if the other guy wins. Chidi Nokju I think his name is, versus Carlos Lee Miranda. I've got a lot of air in me. I'm butchering names left, right, and center, like I'm in the butchers. Okay, so Chidi lost his last fight, but he's on a 3-fight winning streak before that. But he was on a 3-fight losing streak before that, and then he was on a 4-fight winning streak. I'm gonna go with Chidi. I reckon Chidi's gonna regain it. I reckon he's gonna come back and get the victory here. Then we have Zachary Reese versus Mikel Piera. Zachary won his last one, no contest on that one due to accidental groin strike, and won the one before that. Okay, he's only lost twice. Okay. Mikel, he is on a 3-fight losing streak. When you see that, I bet you Mikel wins, but I'm going to go with Zachary. Jacob Smith versus Joshua Harrell. I have no idea who's going to win that, so there's no wiki. I can't really pick on that. Then Sergey Spivak versus I can't pronounce that, Del Gia. I know Del Gia lost his last fight to Ricardo. Yeah. 2-fight winning streak KO. He's looking pretty good. Okay, so Zachary Reese. He's fighting out of the United States, Texas. What's his record looking like? He won his last one against Jackson Murphy. Groin strike. And then he won. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong person, my bad. Sergey Spivak. He lost his last 2. He won against Marcin Tabora, and he lost against Cyril Gunn in his last 4 fights. 1 out of his last 4. Okay, I'm gonna go with Anti Del Gia. I think he's from Croatia. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I know he lost his last fight, but he won his last 2 before that, so I'm gonna go with him. Then we have Dan 50 or 100K Ige. I'm gonna go with Ige in this fight. I reckon Ige is gonna get it done. I reckon he'll get. It's a bit tough though. He lost his last one, won the one before that, lost his last 2 before that, then won his last one, then lost that. But I'm still gonna stick with Ige on this one. Then we have Jeff Neal versus Uras Medic. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Don't come at me. So Jeff Neal, I haven't seen him too much. Where's his last fight? So his last fight against Carlos Pratt. Oh yes, KO. That was in August 16, 2025. He's taking some time off. Good thing to take some time off. Before that, he beat RDA, knee injury. Then he lost to Ian Machado Gary and lost to Shavkat, but then he beat Vicente Luque and Ponzinibbio by split decision. He is going against Uras Medic. He is fighting out of, he's Serbian. Okay. Oof. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. He lost before that by punches, beat Tim Means, and lost before that. This is a tough one. Jeff Neal can get this done, but Uras Medic is on a better win streak. I'm gonna go with Medic. I think Medic might get this done. Then in the main event of the evening, let me take a sip for hydration. Even though that drink is probably dehydrating me. Sean Strickland. So, lost his last fight to Dricus du Plessis. Won his fight before that against Paulo Costa, and he lost to Dricus again, where he lost his title. Obviously, he beat Izzy, Mohamed, and Nazardine before that, which is some good wins. He is going against Anthony Hernandez. Anthony's won 15 and lost 2. He's currently, I think, he's on an 8-fight winning streak. that consists of Roman Dolidze, who's good, Brandon Allen, Michelle Pereira, TKO elbows, Roman Kopilov, Edmund Shabazian, who's on a roll right now, and Marc-Andre Barriot. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I believe I did my prediction for this one previously, and yeah, that's been a little while since I did it. But I'm gonna go with Anthony Hernandez in this one. I think Hernandez, because when you watch how Sean Strickland's been fighting recently, teep kick strikes. I think he got injured in one of the fights, but Hernandez will be using wrestling and pressure. I know that obviously that's how Sean started fights in some of his fights, but it's a lot of teep kicks. But when he went against Dracus Duplessis, who pressured him, he sort of broke, and that was it. In this one here, I'm going with Anthony Hernandez. I think it's going to mix up with the wrestling and submissions and striking. I think it's just going to mix it all up and then overwhelm or get the decision on Sean Strickland. Also, I have to be transparent. Like, I don't dislike anybody or any of these fighters, whatever they say. Freedom of speech, let them say whatever they want. I don't really care. But a thing about me is when using the N word in some of his vocabulary and things I've seen, I am not impressed with that whatsoever. I don't like that. You shouldn't be using any type of words going at a whole a whole nation of people. It's not a good look. You shouldn't be using that word. You shouldn't be using any racial slurs or any racially discriminating words. Shouldn't be. And Rampage was there. What Rampage? I can't remember what Rampage said. Did he give him a pass? I can't remember. But it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. I would have said something if I was there. I don't care. I'm not trying to fight the guy, but I ain't gonna stand for that. I don't care who it is. But anyway, I am going with Anthony Hernandez. He's probably going to get it done here. And what I think the narrative is here as well, what I think is not good for Imavov Nazardine is that I'm hearing a lot of talk where it was at the weigh-ins, like the #1 contendership is what John Anik said. So what's happened to Nazardine then? Is he injured? I don't know. But he's not even being spoke about. So either he might be injured or something. But all I know, I heard John Anik said, the #1 contendership middleweight title fight. I was like, whoa, okay, so this is it. So the winner of this is going to face Hamzat. Obviously, on one side, you have Sean Strickland's going to talk a lot of crap. So that might get, I might hype the fight. And then Fluffy is probably not going to talk crap, but it's going to be an interesting fight, Fluffy versus Hamzat, because they're both use wrestling. But Hamzat's wrestling is better than both of these. But Fluffy has got submissions too, so it will be very interesting. But that is my rant, and that is my prediction. Enjoy your evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well when you see this here.